What's going on, everyone? Art of the Game is produced by Student Media. Student Media is a student organization at the University of Evansville. To learn more, visit fireside.evansville.edu.
Yeah, make it look easy. Hey, stand up guy, on 10 toes. Big body pull up in a Range Rover. I can change the whole game when I say so. I pull up, shut it down, yeah, they know.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Art of the Game with your host, Arthur Hurst, where we sit down with student athletes to talk about the game of life. But today, we've got a very special guest in the building. We got the coach of the University of Evansville's men's basketball team, David Ragland. Thanks for coming in, Coach.
Thanks for having me, man. Appreciate it.
Coach Rags will be going into his third year at the helm of the men's basketball team.
Right.
How does it feel, man?
Man, it's funny because it seemed like it's been like really quick, but other times like, man, like that was so long ago. So it feels good. You know, feel like we're starting to really get our culture in place and starting to get, the right pieces in place. So it's, you want things to become a routine, somewhat, even though in life there is no true routine, but, it's getting closer and getting more comfortable, and it's good to be on.
How's the summer going?
Good. It's busy as well. The guys get back on campus here soon. Here in about a week and a half, 2 weeks, we'll be back on campus and we'll really rev it up. But it's been busy with recruiting, transfer portal, guys going out, guys coming in. It's a lot of work on our end. Recruit,
Yep.
And set up visits and, get the right pieces. And we felt like we've done a really good job with that as a program to this point. We want to continue to do that, is get the right pieces, put them on the bus, get them in the right seats, and make sure we're heading in the right direction. So far, so good. And we have one scholarship left, and we'll make sure we'll fill that with the right piece.
So as Coach Rags said, he is home. So how was Evansville growing up, and how has it evolved and grown throughout the years that you visited and now that you are here full time?
Yeah, no, it's grown a ton. It's funny being back. The last 20 years, I would come back. It was holidays, weddings, funerals, in and out. So I wasn't around the city much. I didn't venture out much. Didn't see how downtown developed to what it is now. When I was growing up, it was not how it looks now. So credit to people who were instrumental with that. I know Mayor Winnicky has done a lot with the development of the downtown area. Newburgh has grown a ton. North Side's grown a ton. Going out to the west side has grown a ton. So it's just a city that's expanding. And it wasn't like that when I was growing up. I grew up on the south side of Evansville, and rode my bike in every neighborhood there. And, then ended up going out to Harrison High School, where I moved out to the east side, my family and I. And, so that was a little different from the south side for sure. Growing up, then ended up going to college, finishing my college career, playing and education at Southern Indiana, which is on the west side. Actually lived on the north side for a little bit as I traveled to USI. So it was, I saw all parts of Evansville growing up, but just at different times. But it's nothing like how it is now. All of them I feel like have developed, all have created opportunities. And that was one thing I hoped when I was younger, that there was just more opportunities, And then the amount of minorities that are doing well, is very encouraging, for me and for this community, to the point that I look at now, Black head coach here at the University of Evansville on the men's side, Black head coach on the men's side at USI, our, chief of police is Black, Phil Smith, our new mayor, Stephanie Terry, is Black. And it just, to me, it's not a race thing. It's more evolving. Our community is growing, evolving, more open-minded, which is really, really encouraging. Men, women, different races, different backgrounds, whatever. It really seems more welcoming being back as it was when I was growing up. It was very cliquish, and where you were was where you were.
Yep.
You dealt with your people, and now it's more of a community in a city and a place for opportunity.
Speaking of UE and USI, when are we going to get that battle?
And we're working on it.
When are we going to get it, Coach? I was hoping to get it before I left.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to have to come back.
Yeah,
That's
we
fine.
gonna make you come back.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm just waiting on it because
Yeah,
I need it.
yeah, we're working on it. What Stan and I both inherited was schedules.
Yep.
Usually when you set a schedule, it's not just for that upcoming year. It's 3, 4, however many years out. We're setting a new schedule. This year with another program later to be announced, but it's a 4-year like home and home. So whenever you inherit a schedule, it's set in stone for a while, and for it to make sense on both sides, we have to work through what we need to work through, but it's not lack of trying. We definitely want to do it. We talked about it a lot, from our perspective at the University of Evansville, and on what we would like to do to make it happen. And I know USI is talking, and hopefully all these individuals that are talking, we can agree upon a date, a time, and we can tip it up. And it might be outside somewhere, but let's get it on. We're excited about it. We are looking forward to getting that done, and I definitely have you back and probably calling the game.
Oh, that'd be fun. I'm not going to lie. That'd be special for me. Your dad is from Columbus, Ohio.
Correct.
Go Buckeyes.
Yeah.
Your mom is from Princeton, Indiana.
Yeah.
How did they meet?
Yeah. So they met at Vincennes University.
Okay.
At the junior college, which was like very, very. It's crazy. I look at it now, and I look at Vincennes University, which is my second stopping spot as a coach. I was first hired by Everett Sullivan, who just got got a head coaching job at high school, which congratulations to him on that. But I came to Vincennes as an assistant, and was there as an assistant for 3 years, then became the head coach.
Yep.
And again, my parents, when I became the head coach there, they would walk on campus and say where they met, and had all the stories and this and that. And then, my journey from, year 2 to year 18, was, Terre Haute, Indiana State was, Bowling or Northern Kentucky, Bowling Green, Valparaiso, Utah State, Butler. Then I come back home when my parents lived for 40 years before my dad passed away. And it's like all full circle, so the 2 places I've been a head coach are, number 1, where my parents met, and then number 2, where my parents lived, for 40 years. So, it's like
destiny.
It is.
It's like this was meant to be.
Absolutely. And he passed from pancreatic cancer, which, I wear the purple wristband. So, purple was his color. He always said, I'm living with cancer, not dying from it. And he would attack life every day, like in a way where you're like, man, if this dude can be this happy knowing that he's doing what he's dealing with, why can't I? But just being back in Evansville, wearing purple, which happened to be, his color, is like, all, like you said, destiny.
How did it feel to see UE honor your father the way that they did?
No, I thought that was awesome, man. That felt really, really good. Again, it's honoring him, is honoring a lot of individuals. A lot of people are going through the fight, and I think everyone's affected, somehow, some way. It could be, uncle, an aunt, grandma, grandpa, mother, father, whatever. I think everyone's affected by it. But to take the time to, just reflect and, I know every day he's watching. I do feel his presence more and more now. Being back in Evansville and the years that he was gone and not being back here, and I know he's watching. I know he's celebrating the victories and, there with me putting the arm on my shoulder, in the defeats. But very, very appreciative to our team, here, all the people who were part of putting that together and honoring my father and honoring all the individuals who have been through some type of cancer or going through, treatments and going through their bout. But again, it's a symbol of like resilience and fight and togetherness that, regardless if you're going through any kind of illness or whatever your struggle is, you always have somebody there with you. And, I felt really good about being able to do that.
Do you have any siblings?
I do. Yeah, I have 3 siblings. I have an older brother who is Daryl Anthony Ragland. I'm putting his whole government out there. Daryl Anthony Ragland Jr. Mm-hmm. He goes by DJ. So it's weird having DJ Valentine back. I'm talking to DJ, talking about DJ. We got to check which one. He's the oldest. Then my sister, which he lives here. And then my sister, Chanel Ragland, now Refuge, is married, lives in Atlanta with her husband, Troy. And then my younger brother, Brandon, is now living in Cincinnati. So it's cool playing Cincinnati last year, being able to go there and having a lot of family there representing, but him as well. So there's 4 of us.
What were some of the fundamental things that your parents really displayed on the 4 of you guys?
Yeah, just treat people the right way, consistency in that, not looking at someone's, race or age or what they can do for you. Treat people right, no matter what, that's what that God created us to be, and to live in his image is what we are called to do. And you got to do that no matter what, no matter if you, see, something on the other end, like, I'm going to get this if I'm this way to this person, just treat them right. Be disciplined in your consistency, and whatever it is that you want, you got to work for it. And you have to be steadfast in that, not letting anyone, whether it's their day, you can go throughout your day and something happen and, just messes up your entire day. Well, don't let it, you control that. So controlling where you're at and knowing that things are going to work out for its good. You just have to have the right mindset and consistency and work ethic to make that happen, and it will. And just living a life like, a lot of people want to have a reputation, and that's not as important as what your legacy is. Your legacy is who you are all the time, no matter what. But really just being a good person, treat people right, working hard, and not having any excuses.
At what point in time did basketball implement itself into your life? Were there any other sports that you tried out?
Yeah, when I was 8, I was in it. I was completely committed to, like, this is gonna be me. This is what I'm gonna do. I did play baseball growing up to about age 12, 13. So I played that, from 6, 7 years old, T-ball to, 12, and that was fun. I would always mess around in other sports, football, soccer, but never dove into them like that. Basketball was my love, early, and I dove into wanting to be a really, really good player, and my work ethic showed early in my life, and I just stuck with it. So from 8 on, it's been like a part of me, huge part of me.
What are some early basketball programs or AAU things that you remember?
Yeah, so I played for Lakeview Optimists, which is known as LVO around here. It was like bitty basketball stuff, and we actually had all-star teams at age 8. We were traveling, going to Florida and New Orleans and different places and playing teams from all over. We won the championship, national championship, when we were 8. A lot of friends that are still here. I know Chad Hurt is a baseball coach at Mater Dei, and he's still around. He's on the team, and Nick Baumgart actually played for the Aces, and he's still around in the community. The Keons, everybody knows Clint Keon. He was around, and Justin Skinner's around. Nathan Fleener, who's actually the head coach of for Harrison High School, was on our team. We had a talented team growing up. I later played for the Y Stars, which is the team out of the YMCA. That we put together, and Marco Monroe, who is now in the medical field, played football at Michigan State, was on our team, and Antonio Willett, who's still around in Evansville, was on our team. My cousin Jeremy Taylor was on the team, and Rashad Gold, who's a genius. Went to Harvard, made straight A's. Went to Rose Holman, made straight A's. Like, this dude's a genius. But man, we had a ton of fun on that team. And
what was some of those experiences like, being able to go to all these places at such a young age and see all these different things?
That was great, because I worked in at the YCAP and different like after school programs. A lot of times for underprivileged youth, and I remember we would take them to like 4-H center, or to the pool or the ice rink, or roller skating, and just take young people out of their environment. Like, man, are we still in Evansville? And it opens your eyes, and people don't, young people don't see much other than their surrounding, and to be able to travel to Knoxville, Tennessee, or Memphis, or Sarasota, Florida, or New Orleans, or all the places that we went, it was just eye opener that there's more out there, and the opportunity to continue developing and growing and learning yourself more other places was just there were endless limits to those opportunities. You just have to be open-minded, adjust, pivot, and do the best that you can in the space that you're in. So it was good to get those experiences, good to just grow and see different parts of the country.
Who was your favorite player growing up, and in your game, were you trying to emulate them, or were you trying to be yourself?
Yeah, it was weird. Jordan is that's like no-brainer. Like, everyone loved Jordan, hard not to. But I loved Allen Iverson too, because he was smaller, like myself, and dynamic, and kind of changed the game of basketball with the crossover, and basically like his gear, his attire, his quote unquote swag, whatever you want to call it. But it was fun watching him at his stature just be fearless. Just like his approach, his tenacity was like, all right, I want to be like that. And so I loved Allen Iverson. I was a big Penny fan. I had all the posters. I had all the little Penny stuff. I try to watch point guards, especially as I got older, to see what they were doing and how I could piggyback my game off of what they did. So I was a big Penny fan for a while, but Jordan was one. Allen Iverson, Penny were other ones, and I tried to do what they could do, but within my the frame that I could.
What were some of the things that you took pride in as a player?
Yeah, just being a great teammate. I tried hard to just be a great teammate, encourage my teammates, let them know, hey, man, this may not have been a great play, but there's going to be another one coming up. So just focus on that. I pride myself in just the work that I put in. I wasn't going to challenge anyone else to get in the gym or to be a good teammate if I wasn't doing it. So I was a doer first, lead by example, and then communicate to my teammates. Hey, man, you can do it too. You can get through the adversity. You can be a good teammate. We need you. So I prided myself in that. Early in my career, I probably prided myself more in my speed and getting the spots, getting downhill, scoring in transition. As I got older, I understood defense a little bit more and the impact that had in the game. So I started to, as I got older, embrace that part of it. And then, just trying to be, have all parts of the game, but know when to expose that part of the game. Whether it's, hey, I know I can score, but is this the right situation, time, score, situation by the numbers for me to score or get the ball to my teammates? As I got older, the game got easier. So I pride myself in just evolving, as I grew up and not just sticking with, okay, this I am, this what I do. It's got to work no matter what. And if the team doesn't like it, if the coach don't like it, if the play, that's on them. I just had to pivot.
At what point in time also did you come to realize I might want to coach?
Yeah, that was a minute. That took a while. I didn't really know. One day one of my coaches at USI actually, said, "Hey, Ragland, I think you'll be really good at this." And we're on the court, so I'm sitting there you mean basketball? Coach, what have you been doing, man? You ain't been watching? He's like, "No, man, I think you'll be a really good coach." And I kind of looked at him like, where'd you get that from? Why do you say that? And kind of what you talked about, what did I pride myself on? Well, I wasn't afraid to challenge any of my teammates, how big they were, how small they were, how good they were. I would challenge our teammates, hey, here's what we need from you. And I did it in the best way for the team. I was a really good teammate and encouraged, my teammates, but also challenged them with respect. And it came pretty natural. I communicated well with the players and the coaches. And, a lot of times coaches or, someone's trying to bridge the gap, the disconnect between the coaching staff and players could be, just inefficient communication. And I had pretty good communication to bridge that gap between the two. And again, I just worked really, really hard, and I cared more about winning than anything else. And I would be willing to sacrifice what needed to be sacrificed to do it. So that's what started it.
How was Harrison?
It was great. It hurts me a little bit that my kids do not go to Harrison, but I know it. It's different now than it was then. I'm not saying that in a bad way or a good way. It's just different. That's what happens over time. Yep. But man, I loved it. So they kind of walk into the halls as a freshman. I'm playing freshman all the way through freshman basketball. I told you I dove all the way in with basketball. So, I'm playing my freshman year as a freshman. We have a really good season. And then I go to my sophomore year, just not knowing, I'm going to, go to JV with my buddies, get a chance to play with them. And I jumped straight to the varsity, and I'm starting. And I'm like, all right, this is different. And, like to have that on my shoulders as a sophomore, to be, a key piece of what we were trying to emulate with, teams that have been very, very talented. It was a challenge, but it was a lot of fun. And to go from our sophomore year, junior year, we were okay both seasons. The senior year, going to the semi-state, winning 21 games, when they had just started class basketball, it's like, man, like we made it. We did something that with all these teams, all the talent that's come through here, teams haven't been able to do. Some may say it was easier because we didn't have to go like all classes. It was just 4A, but 4A is quote unquote the toughest in our opinion. So, to be able to do it in the 4A and do it the way we did, so I mess with my kids now. Like, the reason why you don't go to Harrison, because you don't want to look at my posters and all every single day. So I mess with them about that. But, we did some really, really good things and did it the right way, did it with quality people, coaches and players. And but going through it then, man, it was a lot of fun, a lot of great memories. And being back home, it's great to see that there's still Harrison pride. With Andre being over there, their principal being, Tamara Skinner, who one of my high school coaches, John Skinner. They're married, so it's good to see good Harrison blood flowing over there.
I pull up, shut it down, yeah, they know. Running this game ain't a thing for me. I never switched up, no change in me. The only thing changing this season, you go against me, then you know that you tweaking, okay? Cause baby, I'm him, I be on 10. Two-stepping in the party, I do not dance. Watch how I move, make it look easy. Counting up.